you, ladies and gentlemen of the committee. My name is Sharon Dolente. I'm the director of the Michigan Election Coalition. The coalition is a group of nonpartisan organizations that work to increase citizens' access to and engagement with democracy. So we've talked a lot about history and constitutional law, and I'm an attorney, so we could talk more about that, but I'll turn my attention to the people and the voters of Michigan. Michigan has, as you know, allocated its electoral votes on a winner-take-all basis since 1836. Every state, as you know, except two, that being Nebraska and Maine, allocate their electoral college votes in this way. This means, of course, that whenever the presidential candidate wins the popular vote in our state, they get the whole prize. This is a system that was created by design. It's not just thrown together and we don't like it. And it was actually a balance that was created at the beginning of our country's founding. In Federalist 39, James Madison argued in support of our Constitution and the government it created. Specifically, the founding fathers of the country created a government that was a mixture of state-based and also proportional or population-based representations. In other words, from the very beginning, we are intended to elect some people in an at-large or winner-take-all system and other people in a different way. So, as you know, the House of Representatives are elected on a proportional basis, while the members of the Senate are elected on an at-large basis. The president's intended to, and the electoral college system is intended to be a mixture of those. Under that system, the overwhelming majority of states allocate their electoral college votes based on the at-large system. But presidential candidates must win a diverse number of states across the country that reflect different urban, suburban, rural kinds of perspectives in order to win the presidency. Our government here in Michigan strives for a similar balance, correct? No one is proposing to change the way the governor, which is elected at an at-large, winner-take-all kind of system. We're not here suggesting that the governor of the state of Michigan should be elected in a different way. Again, we have a balance, a governmental balance, where we elect people in different ways. Michigan is and has always been a battleground state in presidential elections for decades, and no amount of statements to the contrary can change that. As Dean Benson mentioned, anyone with a TV who lived through the 2012 election or preceding elections knows this all too well. And I think to judge our relevancy based only on candidate visits post-convention is a contrived number to support this bill. I believe, and don't hold me to it, I believe Vice President Biden visited in 2012 the day before the convention. I believe Labor Day was the day before, a couple days before the convention. So if you define the terms narrow enough, you'll find a statistic to meet your goals. House Bill 5974 would actually reduce Michigan's influence in presidential elections and our clout nationally by reducing the number of electoral college votes that we have to offer. Smaller prize, smaller vote. Doing so will undermine our ability to attract attention to Michigan's unique issues. Some of those could be the Great Lakes or our auto industry. This bill seems particularly short-sighted in a year in which Michigan already lost a senior senator. We lost our longest-serving member of Congress, the country's longest-serving member of Congress, and 3 other senior senators to retirement. So arguably we've lost a significant amount of clout already this year. But most importantly, this bill is an effort by politicians to change the rules to benefit themselves at the expense of the people of the state of Michigan. With turnout in elections and confidence in our elected officials, both in Lansing and Washington at historically low levels, this body, meaning the House, should be more focused on issues that desperately need your attention, like repairing our infrastructure and ensuring that every child in Michigan has the opportunity to receive a quality education. This committee, this body, should not be changing the rules to predetermine the outcome of the next presidential election, nor should it do so without thoughtful public input and debate beyond just the walls of this committee hearing. It is the role of the citizens of this state, and not the politicians, to determine who governs our state and our country. Any changes to how we elect, the people of the state of Michigan, elect our representatives, should be made by the people, through the vote of the people. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple questions. On your last statement, are you suggesting there's a conflict with the United States Constitution that gives the legislature the authority to determine how the votes are allocated?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that trying to change that system for a predetermined benefit is a problem.
And what, I guess I'm trying your inference that there's a predetermined benefit. What's the benefit?
So I think that I think some others will probably provide testimony on the fact that this is a national strategy to shift how electoral votes are allocated in certain states. Those are not states that are reliably in one column. They are all states only reliably in another column.
Okay, and then one on background, can you tell us who makes up your coalition?
Sure.
Organizations, individuals, is it a combination? And
Is it an accommodation? What is that?
I'm just asking what your coalition is
Oh, a
made of.
foundation. Sorry. Yeah, first of all, if you'd like, our website is www.mielectioncoalition.org. The coalition has been around for over 5 years. It's an assortment of organizations. Participants off the top of my head that I'll remember right now are the League of Women Voters, Common Cause, the ACLU, the NAACP, the National Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. I forgive the Michigan Election Reform Alliance. There are others. I apologize for not mentioning them all. So we've been around for about 5 years trying to increase citizens' engagement with democracy.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you, I appreciate you coming in today.